Hi, I'm Matt Patterson with the Oklahoman, and we're back with another edition of Zoo Tales. I'm joined by Erica Buckwalter and Amy Hoffmeister from the Oklahoma City Zoo. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Thanks for having us.
And we're going to get to all this in a minute.
A lot of stuff.
The tiger pelt and some other stuff. But Amy, you have an event coming up, and it's a popular one that's gone on throughout the years at the zoo, Bowling for Rhinos.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about it.
So it's a family-friendly event that's taking place this Saturday, July 28th, from 6 to 9 p.m. at Heritage Lanes in Oklahoma City. So it's something we've done every year. This will actually be our 24th year. So we're very excited for that.
And you typically work with elephants at the zoo, right? But rhinos are kind of in that same ballpark as far as what you guys are tasked with at the zoo.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about your job.
Of course. So pachyderm species in general, my department takes care of the elephants and the 2 rhinos, which are greater one-horn rhinos. So we're very fortunate. We have an 11-year-old and a 32-year-old male. So they're a breeding pair. So fingers crossed.
What are their names and what are their personalities like?
Nikki and Chandra. So Nikki is very playful. So she's the one, if you give her enrichment, which are just toys and different food items, she really interacts with that. But a video went around pretty recently of Chandra, our male, interacting with a tire, a half of a giant monster tire. And it's pretty unique because he rarely plays with things like that. But for being a big, tough guy, he was able to flick it up and down with his horns, some pretty natural sparring behavior. So they're both pretty fun. Fun animals.
And Chandra is a boy, right? How did he end up with that name? That's
so
always kind of throws me when I hear it.
We also have an elephant named Chandra who's a
Right.
female, so we do get some confusion there. It just happens to be where they came from, what the zoo staff that they were born at decided to name them. So we have a Chandra rhino and a Chandra elephant, male and female. So it's confusing.
What do you like most about what you do at the zoo?
So I like the training aspect of our job. We have very highly intelligent animals, so every day is something different. Every day is challenging, and that's what makes it so rewarding.
Do you get a lot of looks from people when you tell them what you do? I mean, not everybody.
A lot of looks. A lot of looks. But usually it's the coolest job in the room. So if people go around saying what they've done, and then I can just sit quiet and they say, oh, you're a zookeeper? That's pretty cool. And I agree. So
absolutely.
Pretty unique.
And Bowling for Rhinos, talk about why it's important, I mean, and how it actually helps the rhinos in the wild.
So there are only 5 rhino species left, 3 of which are endangered and 2 are critically endangered, meaning there's less than 100 of those species left. So that's important to us because when they're extinct, that means there's no time left, but endangered means there's still time. So we're able to bring the community together, all for a really good cause, and raise money that supports 3 different organizations throughout Asia and Africa, all helping rhino species.
And that is, again, Saturday?
This Saturday, July 28th from 6 to 9.
At Heritage Lanes in Oklahoma
Lanes.
City. And what will people experience besides bowling? Is it?
So there's a lot of things going on, which is what makes it so exciting. So we feed our participants, they get a free t-shirt. We also have 3 really exciting new opportunities this year. We're partnering with the Container Store, which is opening a location here in September. They've actually given us a $700 closet makeover and installation. So guests can purchase tickets for that. We're going to do a raffle drawing, so someone could have a brand new fancy closet, which I'm pretty excited about. And then we also are doing, for any guest that bowls a turkey, which is 3 strikes in a row, they get tickets to the zoo, but also a wild encounter, which is a behind-the-scenes experience with our 2 rhinos. And then on top of that, if there are any expert bowlers out there, anyone who bowls a perfect game, which is probably going to be Erica, they get a 10-year membership to the zoo. So we're very excited. Lots of really cool stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And Erica, Sunday you have an event, or it's actually World Tiger Day. And we should point out, you just did not return from a hunting trip. This has been at the zoo for a while. It's an animal that had passed away a long time ago that you guys use for educational purposes.
Yeah, the biofacts that we have here, so the horn, the pelt, the tooth that I have here, they're all remnants of animals that have passed away, and it's a really good opportunity for us to be able to learn about that animal in a safe environment and still respect it.
And this is a Bengal tiger,
correct.
Right? Wow. It looks exactly like what you would think it would. Talk about World Tiger Day and what the point of it is.
Sure, yeah. So we're doing World Tiger Day on July 29th at the zoo from 10 to 2. We're actually pairing that with our tiger's first birthday there. So there'll be some really neat enrichment that the keepers are going to do with the animals. And then there's also going to be a lot of opportunities for families to come out and learn more about tigers and also interact with educators and volunteers to kind of really make a difference. So some of the activities that we're going to be doing there is I made this really, really great giant poster of a tiger's face, and the kids are going to get to put their hands into black paint and make the stripes on the face. So that'll be pretty neat. We also are going to have some more of these pelts out there, and we're going to tell you a little bit about the differences between the tiger species. The kids will be able to interact and figure out, this one is this animal and this one is this kind of animal. But mainly, we're really going to have an opportunity to impact families and tell them about why these animals are disappearing. And that's something that's really important. Interacting with guests and specifically children, those are the people who are going to, save the animals in the future. We've got to get these people to be invested and become stewards to want to make a difference.
And the zoo has some pretty exciting things with tigers. You've got 4 cubs. Well, I guess they're not really. Would they be cubs
they're
anymore?
Not. I mean, technically they're still kind of with mom for a while,
right.
but they're one now. They're big. They're huge animals.
They've gotten a lot bigger. It's Zoya, right? And that's the Siberian. And Ramah,
Gusti
and Eko.
Yeah.
So they're like we can see on the tape. They're getting quite large. Not something I would want to mess with. For sure.
Not at all. That's why this pelt is a good learning opportunity for you. But we've got 3 Sumatran tiger cubs at the zoo, and Sumatran tigers, they're endangered and they're disappearing. And so the guests getting to connect not only with those 3 cubs, but also with Zoya, who is our Amur or Siberian tiger. They just got really a neat story. So Zoya came from the Philadelphia Zoo. Her mom didn't have that maternal instinct, and so they brought Zoya over, and Lola, who's the mom of our 3 Siberian cubs, just took her in immediately. And so Lola's got her hands full with 4 cubs, but she's rocking it, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, she's a good mom.
She's a great mom, yes.
Definitely been proven at this point.
Absolutely.
For sure. And when we talk about Sumatrans, we're talking down into we're not talking thousands anymore. It's hundreds.
It's hundreds. Some estimates say that there's less than 400 of them left, and they're married down to just the island of Sumatra. And one of the biggest impacts for tigers is habitat loss. The general statistic for most Asian animals is that of their historical range, they only have 7% of it left. So 93% is gone.
And a lot of that within the last century, right?
Exactly, yeah. It has a lot to do with palm oil. And for people who don't know what palm oil is, it's the most common vegetable oil in our foods. And unfortunately, it's in over 50% of the things that we use. So it could be in your toothpaste, it's in your Girl Scout cookies, it's in your popcorn, it's in your peanut butter, unfortunately. But we are not without resources, and so there are things that families can do to make a conscious decision to help these animals in the wild. And one of the things that they can do is I've got a little app that's on my iPad. You can also download it on your phone. It's called the Cheyenne Mountain Sustainable Palm Oil Shopping app. And so what you do is you kind of just, there's a barcode scan on here, and it allows you to directly scan whatever item you're purchasing. And it actually gives you a rating system. So it might be excellent. This company may be a part of a palm oil or sustainable palm oil organization that says, I'm only going to do it sustainably. I'm going to make sure I keep in mind how I'm impacting the environment and make the best choices. Some companies aren't quite there yet, but while that may be bad and it may sound bad, that gives them opportunity for growth. And if we can convince these companies to jump on the RSPO and to make more eco-friendly choices, we can save these animals in the wild.
So it's just a matter of downloading the app and scanning the barcode.
Exactly
which,
right.
A lot of people might do anyway for other reasons, nutrition and things like that.
Absolutely, we are in an age of technology, so one more app isn't going to make or break it.
And there are, some products, like you said, score better than others. Is it a scoring system, or is it like? So
it's like a green, yellow, red kind of thing. And so green is obviously excellent. They're doing wonderful things for the environment. Yellow's kind of hesitant, and then red is, these people aren't, making good choices. And some companies and recent companies have gotten kicked out of this RSPO because they're not submitting their reports, which means that we don't know what they're actually doing in the environment, which means you don't get our seal of approval. You don't get to advertise that you're helping save animals when you can't prove so.
Do you feel like it's a pretty good, things are moving in the right direction as far as companies go?
I do. I think that a lot of companies are making the conscious effort, and they see the value and they see the movement within, the current generation to jump on that bandwagon. Our generation is so much more eco-friendly and eco-conscious, and these are the things that we want. And if you want your company to survive, you should get on that too.
Yeah, for sure. And one more time, we have Bowling for Rhinos Saturday from
6 to 9.
6 to 9 at Heritage Lanes in Oklahoma City, and you'll be out there for that, I'm sure.
I will, of course.
And Erica, you have World Tiger Day on Sunday at the zoo from
10 to 2.
10 to 2. Lots of activities going on. Well, guys, thanks for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you.